Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Brev. Welcome to another episode of What Would Brev Do, the series where we play an entire ranked game and I talk about what's going on in my head, helping you guys get better at the game. We are using the exact same lineup as we did last episode. I said I would do it at the end because this lineup just did way too well and wasn't able to play a full 9-inning game. So everybody's staying from the last episode. Everybody crushed the ball last episode, so hopefully that continues. And we are rounding out, coming to the end of this little mini-series of doing one of these episodes with every Future Stars starting pitcher. Today is the last one from the actual program. It's Blake Walston. I have used this card a bit in events, as you can tell from him being parallel 1. He's a weird one. Definitely haven't figured him out at all. He's super tall and only pitches from the stretch. Also a pretty basic pitch mix. Reminds me a lot of Robbie Ray. So what I've been sequencing with him so far, again, trying to work off the slider, doing a little bit of Kershaw stuff. You saw that with Detmers in the last episode. But really working the two-seam and changeup together has been okay for me with Walston. But I still don't think he's that good. His per nines are pretty high. He has that going for him. And he's tall with kind of a weird release. So I try to throw a lot of stuff arm side just to try to play off the fact that his release is kind of weird. And then I mostly just work the sliders glove side off of those tunnels. We'll see how it goes, though. Again, another one where I'm kind of going in blind with a pitcher. I'm not too sure how good he is. So we are running into another squad with a ton of superfractors. We're facing superfractored Corbin Burns. Pretty excited about facing a righty. Especially with the lefties we have. I like to get some more reps with Granderson and stuff. I know Granderson has reverse splits, but still very comfortable. Much more comfortable hitting left versus right than left on left, obviously. But yeah, with Walston, you can see he's super tall. And surprisingly, his two-seam has been one of his best pitches for me, especially when I throw them arm side and work the changeup away. So we're going to probably pitch arm side quite a bit with this card. And for those of you that haven't seen him yet, there you go. He pitches from the stretch every time. And that's a lot of the results that I've had with Walston, honestly. This might be one of the hardest cards in the game to get strikeouts with, if I'm being honest, considering his pitch mix and everything. So it's going to be a lot of that. Pitching to contact, trying to get them to swing early at changeups and two-seams. Working the slider mostly. I don't know how much I'm going to throw the curveball. I'll probably end up only throwing it versus righties inside to try to jam them up. And our opponent's making a pretty good adjustment already. He has slowed his bat down quite a bit. Was sitting off speed pretty much that whole at bat. But unfortunately, I do think I have to go back to the off speed here with Trout, because throwing a fastball to Trout is terrifying. One thing I've noticed with Walston as well, relative to the velocity of his other pitches, his slider is thrown pretty hard. So this is, I know I said it in the Detmers video last time, but this is yet another lefty where the Kershaw method could end up being pretty strong. Really featuring the slider as the primary pitch and allowing yourself to go both up and down with your velocity as such. That two-seamer ran off the plate a bit, but he's able to put a good swing on it. And all of a sudden, we're in a bit of trouble here. One more slider away to a lefty. A bit predictable here, but trying to steal a strike. And I'm trying to figure out how I can get out of this inning without giving up a run. Could put the infield in here, too, but it's a bit too early. This is Josh Lowe with a perfect throw. He didn't tag anyway. All right, that is one way to do it. Frank Thomas. All right, let's try to Kershaw this entire at-bat and see just how good this slider is. It didn't work. This would be a gigantic rob. Oh, just missed. I wonder if he just missed with his PCI there, too. That was a pretty weakly hit pitch for Frank Thomas. Well, that's a huge bummer. Not the start we were looking for. Dang, I really thought we were chilling after we got Devers out. That curve kind of moves a bit, too. I don't know. Was that slider inside to Frank Greedy? Should I have pitched around him with a lefty on deck? Especially a lefty who's not that high overall in Corey Seager. I think that was probably a misplay now that I'm thinking back on it. We maybe should have just thrown 4 balls to Frank and see if he would take the walk. Especially this early on, like the difference between being down 4 and 3 is not as relevant as it is later in the game. So we have more innings to make it up and know what we're working with. So yeah, I will admit that was probably a misplay there. Cost us 3 runs. All right, 6-pitch walk leading off the game for Granderson. And as you noticed in the last episode, based on last year's slow swing with Soriano, people are going to throw sinkers inside to Soriano right on right constantly. So that's something you have to be aware of. I should have turned and burned on that first one. Now I'm overcompensating a bit. A little rattled after the top of the first. Need to stay a little bit more true to ourselves here. And it's so tough later in the count. That's a pitch I need to turn on. Like the first one I saw, first pitch, I should have let it rip. Just hard to make anything happen there in a 2-2 count. That's okay. Against Burns, pretty similar to how I hit against Halladay, honestly. It's just that Burns throws harder, so I have to speed up the bat quite a bit more. And for those of you who missed the episode where I hit against Halladay, it's mostly just trying not to get beat velocity-wise by the sinker and cutter because the other off-speed pitches aren't great. So it's pretty easy to react to the off-speed and take away the sinker cutter since the off-speed doesn't have a ton of break and stuff. Just missed that one with Delgado, who's off to a bit of a slow start. I think he's 1 for 9 for me so far. Just missed in a 3-1 count. And it seems like he definitely wants to work that sinker inside right on right. I probably would too, considering how bad I looked with Soriano the first at bat. 3-0 to Fox though. I think I'm taking till 2 strikes here. A walk's pretty huge. With Hendrick on deck, it's a real threat to tie the game. And if I get to a 3-2 count here, I can send the runner as well. So a couple upsides there to taking. We will send the runner now here and try to keep a really fast bat. Don't want to get beat by another sinker here. So if he throws off speed, he throws off speed. We lose. We didn't lose. Swung over the top, but luckily we were able to react to the off speed. That's what I mean by his off speed isn't great. Kind of just a floater there. Didn't want to walk us, and now we are definitely sitting cutter into sinker outside. That's been the sequence so far. So we're going to look for sinker outside here.
Comes up empty on the swing, 0-2 now. Corners are occupied with 2 down.
Haven't seen it yet. It's a great pitch to throw based on the fact he's gone inside 3 times. That was disgusting. I don't know how I kept that fair. Austin Hendricks a glitch. This is the most obvious sinker inside of my life. I hope he throws it for a strike. We are turning and burning here. He's tilted. He did not throw it for a strike, man. Throw it in the zone, dude. Let me have it. Oh, he knew. He's like, oh no. Get through? This is the most bailed inning of all time, and we tied the game. Let's go. I'm the greatest MLB The Show player. Huge inning, dude. Gonna be patient here with Lowe. He's probably gonna throw a million cutters in off the plate. Would really like to see Escobar get up in this inning as well. And at which point we would be super aggressive. Couple of dots there, nothing we can do. Protecting against the hard stuff here. Whew, lucky check. Sending the runner here, 3-2 again. Front door sinker. We'll go back to second here. I didn't change the input fast enough. We're able to sneak it through, and now we have to be hyper aggressive with the with Escobar here. We do not want our pitcher spot to get up, and he's just going to go ahead and walk us. So this is actually a gigantic spot. I'll pause here. I don't have anyone warming up, and I'm not going to pinch hit. But just for the sake of talking about it, considering how this game's gone so far, considering I don't really like Walston, pinch hitting here is not nearly as bad as it looks. He's never taking burns out, so we basically get a guaranteed left on right matchup with the bases loaded. And considering our bullpen's fully rested, we would be fine pitching 8 innings with them. So pinch hitting here is a real decision. I'm not going to do it since the point of these videos in this series is to feature these future stars pitchers. So we're just going to have to try to get lucky here and bloop one or something. But yeah, definitely worth thinking about. Like in a tournament especially too, I would absolutely pinch hit here considering the energy refreshes like every tournament game. I guess I'm just looking for sinkers down the middle here. Get down. Aw, he put his outfield shallow. That was a great play by him. I do that as well. If there's like runners in scoring position or like a big spot and my opponent's pitcher is up, I will put the infield or the outfield shallow to prevent things like what I just hit getting down for RBIs. So great play by my opponent there. Unfortunately, we only scored 3, but to be honest, the 3 we scored were kind of garbanzo, so it all balances out. All right, back to work with Walston. Still kind of lost. He didn't look too great on that 4-seamer. That's twice now. He may also be warming up his pen for a pinch hit here too. Pinch hit's decent for him if he gets Adley on base here. If Adley makes an out, it's not great for him to pinch hit because there's less upside or good outcomes to come from it than if someone was on base. Insane take. Just gonna run the 2-seamer away now. Try to get him to hit another ground ball like earlier. That was not a ground ball. Hendrick. Dude, this card is insane. Why is he playing so well in every video? If he pinch hits here, I actually think it's a mistake. Yeah, this is not worth. So this is burning one of his bench bats in a low leverage situation. We'll check his bench too. So he's running 2 righties, 2 lefties, and a switch. His switch is also Jose Ramirez, who is much worse against lefties. So technically, all he's got left on the bench is 3 lefties and a righty. So Acuna is it. So burning a righty here is kind of tough. Maybe he hits a home run and shuts me up, but this is a great development for us long term. We can kind of pigeonhole him into having a tough situation with his bench. And tracking this stuff is super important, especially in games like this, which appear to be slugfests early. Keeping track of your opponent's bench so you can anticipate what their pinch hits are going to look like and change your pitchers accordingly is super, super important. And he's actually going double starter here. So we'll hit R2 briefly just to check Keuchel's energy. He does not have full energy, so this is a situation where he's probably pretty close to World Series. And he feels like he just wants to get maybe 3 or 4 innings out of Dallas, so we're going from Corbin Burnes to Dallas Keuchel, which my approach against both of them is pretty similar. Yet another sinker cutter guy. Yet another guy with great control that's going to dot you all game. So the approach is relatively the same. Obviously, Keuchel throws a lot slower than Burnes, so that's kind of a plus for us. But we got to make sure we stay true to not swinging early on off speed, and that was a pitch I almost never see from Keuchel. That's actually a super ballsy pitch, throwing a 4-seamer low like that. That's a tunnel. The way that comes in, I almost auto took that because I haven't seen that pitch really from anyone, and that pitch at that tunnel, if thrown as a sinker, would have been a ball. So all that's to say, amazing pitch from him and something I haven't seen really from anyone this year. So he steals an out there from us. Seems like he's throwing a lot of 4-seams in general with Keuchel, which is very strange. We're able to lay off that here. What is he going to throw? I can't imagine it's another 4-seam. There's the sinker. We fight it off. Maybe something like a change-up slider here. Another 4-seam. Another bailed hit by me. This may be a triple depending on animation. He got a good one. Again, that's something I do with my base runners. You see I had Soriano sent to third, waiting to see the animation. And then when I saw that he got a good one, I sent Soriano back to second base. So just playing ahead of it a little bit. Those two swings juxtaposed are pretty interesting. Unfortunate line out there, but I guess we're even. Delgado struggles continue. And this is an at-bat where we gotta take advantage. Unfortunately, also an at-bat where he could pitch around us, so we have to try to stay a bit disciplined. I really just don't want to swing at balls there, and that is a crazy end to that inning. I don't know how to take better swings than those last two, man. With a runner in scoring position for both of them, too, man. That's tough. That's a very tough break for us. Especially the second one, like Fox versus a lefty. Absolutely wild. So this is a tie game where we have the momentum, and all of a sudden I'm super tilted. So this is something I'll have to work through, because there's no reason for us to be tilted, right? We have all the momentum in the world here. He's already on his second starting pitcher. And aside from one Frank Thomas swing, we've kind of outplayed him. So you just gotta calm down and understand it's a long game and lineouts happen, and crying about it's not going to help us win this game, but taking good at bats will. I'm going to go inside with a fastball here. He might pull it. Who knows? Yeah. So if we go back to the first inning with the Kirk Gibson at bat, I threw him nothing but off speed. He was able to perfect a changeup in a 2-strike count. Seemed like he was sticking with kind of the same approach there. So wanted to just challenge him one time. See what he did with it. And we're able to catch him late. I still feel kind of uncertain with my sequencing with this card. This guy's doing a great job not swinging at balls too, especially sliders with righties, so it's making things difficult. Oh, almost caught the corner. He's got to be weary of that corner. Wary. Sorry, wary comments, YouTube comments. Wary. He's wary of that corner. So we're going to go slider in at the feet and try to get him to swing and miss. I got like 3 comments about that. I'm sorry, guys. I truly didn't know the difference between the two words before you guys said something, so I actually appreciate it, but I'm just memeing. Anyway, good inning. We're hitting 687 with Austin Hendrick because events are fun. Next offering is in for a strike. The triple sinker. This guy's Keuchel sequencing is wild, dude. This is weird. It's working. It's especially working because he's brought him in out of the pen, so I haven't seen him full for really more than an inning at this point. Just barely more than an inning. Up the middle base hit for Peraza. That one was a bit too easy. Tried a backdoor slider, and it just ended up kind of middle. Saw that one floating in the whole time. I'm going to try to chill this at bat. A double play is pretty bad for us here, and I imagine he's going to try to do a lot of that. With Escobar on deck, who's better against lefties, not hitting into a double play here is great. We're also going to warm up the pen. This is another situation where if we get to 2 outs, 1 on, he could possibly walk us. I don't know why Brooks Raley and a live series Yohan Duran are in this bullpen. I might have forgot to change the bullpen. Oops. Good pitch. Man. Was worried about the backdoor sinker there. Does he walk us here? He's going to pitch to us. This is great. This is great. Get out. Get out. Escobar. Let's go, dude. As far as I know, Nobody's ever confirmed this, but as far as I know from my results and stuff, I think Dead Red applies to sinkers and cutters too, because they're technically fastballs. It might even apply to splitters, because they're fastballs too, technically. But regardless, Dead Red is just an insane quirk, and Escobar has done nothing but hit the ball hard for me. Dude's really trying to start. Him and Hendrick are making me question what a God Squad is at this point. And obviously we're not going to pinch hit there with 2 outs after we clear the bases. Huge momentum home run for us, though. Little bit of a wall scraper. Got a little bit under it. But that's those quirks coming into play yet again. I'm going to throw that pitch again. He looked really uncomfortable, that swing. Alright, he adjusted. This is why we throw it at 7 pi over 6 and not on the corner. Very hard to square that pitch up.
So digging in, Frank Thomas. Now batting. This guy has turned into a beast. Thomas. That one's in there, 0-1. Next pitch misses inside. 1-1.
Let's try like an up and away changeup. Maybe we get a rollover. Ooh, that was not up and away. Bad pinpoint input from us. We're lucky this game's not 5-4. It's about the worst spot you can put a pitch to Frank Thomas. Woo! Yikes. We're trying to work the same tunnels as we did with Devers now, but with a 2-seam instead of a 4-seam. Again, ideally here, we're generating a double play by having him roll over on something. So that's why we're going 2-seam over 4-seam. Good rip. That was maybe a bit greedy. He got beat on it by Gibson. Told himself he was not going to get beat on it again. We're able to get the nice relay in, though. Do I infield in here? This is also another spot. So this is actually getting wild. Okay, let me get a righty up. We're going to walk Clemente. Hopefully we get a double play with Rushman here, or even just some kind of out. And then he's going to burn. This basically forces his hand. If we get to bases loaded, 2 outs, he's going to burn his last righty. He's going to bring Acuna in right. So not only do we get Keuchel out of the game, but he's going to be out of righties. That then begs the question if we would take Walston out for a righty for that at bat. He would counter with a lefty. But it would mean that he's burned 3 bench bats by the 4th inning. So these are all things going through my head right now. I am also going to mound visit. Since I just decided to warm up Cishek, this is going to get him a little bit more warm. And then next batter, if I need to bring him in, I can mound visit again. And he should be pretty close to ready. That is so unfortunate, man. If that didn't hit my pitcher, we were turning 2, dude. Oh, that's exactly the swing I wanted to see. Man, this is so awkward now. Brutal. I have to leave Walston in here. It's too early in the game. And he's got the main reason, I don't have to leave Walston in, I should say, but the main reason I don't want to go to a righty here, I go home here, I think. Get 1. The main reason I don't want to go to a righty is because there's only 1 out now, and he's got Polanco then Gibson, who both crush righties. So if there was 2 outs, a lot more upside to going righty, but just too many guys after Acuna that could kill me to make it worth it there. It's possible I could have stepped on 3rd and tried to fire to 1st for a double play there too, but I really just wanted to stop the guy from scoring at home. And we finally get him to chase a slider. And we're finally out of that inning. I feel exhausted. We're going into the bottom of the 4th. I'm exhausted. We're only up by 1. Are we going to see our 3rd starting pitcher here?
Your attention, please.
We are not. It's Brad Hand. Thankfully, we can start tracking his bullpen arms at this point as well. Now that he's actually using them, let's check his bullpen energy. Everyone's rested. He's running 5 righties, 3 lefties. So the lefties are going to be a bit scarce as we move through. But I imagine he'll be able to use basically whoever he wants out of the pen this game, since all 8 of them are good to go.
No need to offer that pitch until you get to 2 strikes. It's just a low percentage of success when you want to try to go after that down and away pitch.
Here's the 0-2.
Brad Hand, pretty straightforward. Arm side sinkers, glove side sliders is mostly what you're going to see. Wasn't quite able to get to that one early enough. Perfect spot. Again, so hard to turn on that pitch with 2 strikes. We really have to try to not let ourselves get into 2-strike left on left situations there.
Pitch misses inside, and that's ball 1.
Okay, this is pretty normal stuff.
Here's a 1-1. Good eye in that spot.
Looking for hanging sliders and sinkers inside mostly. That was not on my radar. Good pitch. Man, he is really killing me with these 4 seams. It's 4 seams, so many 4 seams from pitchers who traditionally throw sinkers. It's really, it's pretty smart, honestly. If I was a worse player, it would not be working. It's working because I'm a good player, as weird as that sounds. It's because I'm just waiting for the sinker. I wonder if I have to just try to shut that part of my brain off.
Next offering clips the zone count even at 2. Next one misses.
Solid pitch here.
Count 3-2.
Yeah, we went down and got that one. Maybe that gets him off of it. Typical sequence here would be a slider off the plate outside now. Try to backdoor sinker and we get the walk. Okay, huge Jimmy Fox at bat here. Again, looking for hanging sliders or sinkers inside. And again, he's going 4-seam. This is a great battle of me trying to figure him out and him trying to stay unpredictable. Unfortunately, we forced his hand into a sinker and we connect to dead center with Jimmy Fox, who continues to hit. And we get the momentum right back, extending the lead back to 3. Huge 2-out hitting there, man. The walk by Delgado. Hendricks still hitting too. We are rolling. I think I sit first pitch 4-seamer here. Sounds wild. I'm going to sell out for it. Sinker. Man, this guy's so all over the place.
Next pitch misses, and it's a ball and a strike.
1 ball, 1 strike.
There it was.
Fouled off.
Does he throw it again?
The 1-2.
He actually did. Nice dive by Devers, though. Makes the play. I couldn't get my PCI down far enough. Huge insurance runs, though, man. We keep hitting. This game's going to be sweaty all the way to the wire. So, keep hitting is a good mantra, I would say. 7 runs is not going to cut it. I imagine our opponent will have 7 runs by like the 6th inning. I haven't tried a lot of front door sliders with Walston left on left here. That was actually pretty nasty. That seemed like a really good pitch, actually. Again, figuring things out on the fly. The sliders inside to righties haven't been as good as I'd hoped. Peraza makes this play all day. That's why you get yourself a diamond defense shortstop, making it look easy. But the sliders against lefties have been really good. Yeah, he's even under that one. Interesting. So Walston left on left slider seems so good. So maybe that means by default you try to throw less sliders versus righties just for variance. Who knows? This is another inning where we could end up thinking about pinch hitting. My bullpen's still warming up, I think. We obviously lead with a righty here, so something I like to do is warm up 2 different righties if I already know. If I'm going to make a pitching change, I know it's going to be with a righty. So I might as well warm up 2 different righties just in case I just change my mind on Cishek, who I was going to bring in. Doesn't hurt, and then just at the start of the next inning, you can just, after you put a righty in, just warm up a lefty again, since your guy has to pitch for 3 batters anyway. Enough with the 4 seams. Get out. I missed it, actually. That should never leave. The quest to square up a 4 seam. That's what we're on right now. The mythical land of straight pitches. You know who's good at hitting 4 seams? Someone with a dead red quirk.
Next pitch inside. And 1-1.
Just late. Come on, Eduardo.
Next offering misses. The count now 2-2.
First time I've seen a curveball and I get dove on again. Insane. How many outs is that this game? 3 on dives? 2 maybe? So annoying. Alright, obviously we're not pinch hitting now, so. Walston stays in. Honestly, 3 very good swings from us that inning. What can you do? We go back to work on the mound. Frank Thomas has been our nemesis this game. Can we get him out for once?
The first baseman. That one fouled off. Thomas. The next pitch misses, and the count is 1-1.
Absolutely not. Frank's 3 for 3. Uh-oh. If Seager reaches base here, we genuinely have to think about making a pitching change, which sucks because I just hit with Walston. Maybe hitting with Walston was wrong. It's just, it feels so bad with 2 outs, nobody on. Like, there's, best case scenario, you hit a solo shot. Alright, we got a fly out. So we face another righty with Walston. Righty switch, again Clemente Adley. Clemente can't tie the game at least. What do you mean that hit him? Hello? That's terrible. What? That pitch is like 4 inches inside. How does that even happen, dude? That's so awful. Well, that sucks. The good news is, sticking with Walston, he doesn't have any righty bench bats left. He is probably going to have to pinch hit with Jose Ramirez if we get there. He's doing a great job staying patient here. Really desperately want to see a double play ball. Great take.
Hitter's got some good opposite field power. What I like about something being hit to the right side into the outfield.
God, he sneaks it through again. Just kidding, he didn't sneak it through. Soriano comes out of nowhere to make that play. How did he get to that ball? What? Dude, this game is getting kind of crazy. Here's the Jose Ramirez pinch hit. So he's only got 2 bench bats left, and they're both lefties. That is a huge advantage for us, especially if we can escape this still up 3. This is the biggest at bat of the game by far. You can tell it is too. He really wants to come through here. Couple of pretty aggressive check swings. We throw a changeup just off the plate, and he just misses it. And we escape. So we're staying up by 3 with a huge advantage bench-wise. Walston somehow navigating through 6 innings. I gotta speed my bat up versus Britton. Can't get beat by those pitches. Obviously, Britain, you're going to see tons of sinkers. That's gross. Best thing you can do against Britain is just sit sinker and then hope you see the slider early enough to not press the button. That's my best advice. I personally think Britain is the hardest lefty in the game to hit off of left on left, as you can see by that atrocious at bat I just took. We finally caught a four-seam. Get the four-seam out of here, dude. Soriano's no doubter. So clean. Another insurance run. This is a sinker. Cannot get it going with Delgado. Just kidding, it dropped. Little bloop shot. Got it going with Delgado. Jimmy Fox. Is he going to punish another lefty this game? Doing work in the cleanup spot. I think I got all of that one, maybe. Oh, I didn't. Dude, Fox is so good. Just barely didn't get enough behind that one. What a swing, though.
The right fielder, number 12. And first offering is fouled off.
Good pitch right there. Anytime you can get one by a bat of this caliber, especially with runners on, it's got to keep.
Thought he might go slider there.
You can win this battle.
2 outs.
That's a ball. The only adjustment he needs to make is his target. If you aim at the outside corner,
Great job by him throwing it way inside, knowing I was probably ready for it. We're lucky to foul that.
1 and 2 here.
He did it again. We're able to check. This is a battle. Does he backdoor one now? Slider, okay. Again, 3-2, 2 outs. Force out in play. We send the runner. Nothing can go wrong with that decision. He did try to backdoor it. Delgado's too slow to go to third there. But we extend the inning. Does he go righty to face Peraza here? We don't have an answer bench-wise. Not that I would want to take him out anyways, because being up, I'd rather have the defense. And he's 2 for 3.
2 outs. Couple of base runners at first and second. Next offering is in for a strike. Next one
Here come the four seams again.
Well, he's so great about hitting the ball the other way. He gets those arms and
Great pitch. Nothing I can do with that one. We just take those.
doesn't have as much outside plate coverage.
That's a brilliant pitch.
under it.
He knows I'm trying to not let him throw that. He throws it so high and my eyes widen. Man, I wish I was able to lay off there. We were about to be 3-2 again with a handed disadvantage.
Leading off for Boston.
Amazing pitching by him, actually.
Jorge. This one chopped to the ground.
All right, Walston's going into the 7th here, man. My opponent is not a slouch by any means either, so this is quite impressive from the card. Better than I was expecting, honestly. Has given up 7 hits, but able to get the outs when they counted is mostly what's been going on. Aside from taking an arrow to the knee from Adley Rutschman on a routine double play that would have ended the inning.
The pitch. Check swing, but he went too far. And the count is 0-2.
I don't know if Curtis gets to this. He's a bit slow. Oh, good hitting by him. Maybe he pushes to 3, gets greedy. Nah, good play. 0-2 there. I maybe should throw that more off the plate.
After being down in the count, up against it with
Make him earn it.
the approach he had right there with that pitch, not trying to do too much.
Peraza gets Trout again. 2 down.
And that's exactly what he's able to do into the opposite field gap for the double.
And we get the matchup with Devers. Gonna stick to the sliders here. Maybe a bit greedy. We've been throwing it a lot. He goes down and gets it, but Josh Lau or Lowe. Someone tell me in the comments which one it is. Runs it down. Walston through 7. Crazy. And he is gone. What a great episode, man. An absolute battle by both of us. We're up to 878. We're able to burn through 2 of his starters. And just honestly pretty good all around. Walston, early review, better than I was expecting. I will say that. Definitely pitched better than I was expecting. Just a pitch mix that's hard to make work, man. I gotta get a lot more reps with him, I suppose. But yeah, that's gonna do it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed this one yet again. Next episode is going to be the last episode with Future Stars starting pitchers, and it's gonna be with the new Yuri Perez. So that's exciting. Hope you guys enjoyed this one, though. Take care. We'll see you next time.